again, Whovians. Welcome back to the Tardis Talk podcast. I'm Darcy Rove, and this is Josh Rimmer.
Yar laddies, welcome to another Tardis Talks. Let's get into it.
Oh my god, you've got way too much into this episode. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to discuss Legend of the Sea Devils, the most recent Doctor Who episode, and I have to go right off the bat by saying one of Chibnalls' most successful, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've been slightly vocal that I have struggled with Doctor Who as of late, but honestly, I heard pirates, and I love pirates. I think they're pretty cool. I grew up with Pirates of the Caribbean, so when I heard about that in Doctor Who, I was like, okay, I'll be cautiously optimistic, and I'm really happy I did, because, wow, it felt like after years and years of okay, and, sometimes pretty good stuff, and now we got something that's actually great. There was so much stuff that I actually really liked about this episode that is memorable, Yeah. Like we talked about for that, I forgot what, the Dalek repeating episode. I've even forgotten the name of it. It just felt, I don't know, it didn't grip me as much. But this, I loved it. It was great.
It was just really clear what was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, the plot wasn't too muddled. I could follow it fine. And I think the key to it was the character growth seems to have happened quite a bit. Like, the Doctor is a bit more grounded, but she's a bit more like the Doctor.
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker hasn't fully been able to be the Doctor until this point. When she arrived on the beach on the TARDIS, she looks at Dan and she's like, "What the hell are you wearing?" I'm thinking, that's the Doctor. She's funny, and then she's the quickness of her calculations. That reminds me of Matt Smith.
Yeah.
He's just so quick, and I love that. I think Jodie, in that moment, in that mood, it's really good to see her display of quick calculation. She really emanates Matt Smith, and I don't mind that because Matt is my favourite Doctor.
Yeah, I think the best way I can explain it is after years of really random, almost non-Doctor Who episodes, this was everything I wanted from a Doctor Who episode and expected of one. When I was back in 2013 at 5:30 in the evening, I'd get on, I'd watch BBC with my mum, I'd see Matt Smith and he's going on a daring adventure with cool monsters. There's some character growth, there's noble moments, there's actually beautiful moments as well. And I feel like Jodie has really been missing that. But with this, I haven't been able, I really wanted to like Jodie Whittaker, but she never had any moments. But this episode, she had so many great moments. She wasn't annoyingly so sure of herself. She felt like the Doctor, like you said. She was funny.
Yeah.
She was talking all the time. She reminded me of Matt Smith, but she also had the darker element that the Doctor always has. Matt Smith, really good example, He's upbeat, he's smart, he's always calculating, he's thinking, just like Jodie Whittaker in this episode. But then there's also the dark element, which the very end of this episode I really want to talk about. But first, I think we got to talk about the big thing. Sea Devils.
Sea Devils. That's what we need to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. The big thing is Sea Devils. And yeah, I thought it was good. I thought their motivation was clear as crystal. They wanted the treasure. They wanted to take prisoners. And I liked the fact that it first looked like that pirate guy was in league with them, but no, he was double-crossing them. And the Sea Devils caught on to that when they realised that, I don't know, the treasure was not...
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what made them catch on that they were getting double-crossed, but something must have shifted them. I thought the new design, really quite good.
Beautiful. It's the thing I really like about the Sea Devils, it's everything it's what I want from Doctor Who monsters, because, I love the Daleks, I love the Cybermen, but the other weird creatures, when they have that physical... It looks like the old school costumes, the leather, the latex, they're kind of gross, but they also look somewhat realistic, and the Sea Devils do that great. Their voice, the main guy, he was great. They really stuck out and looked great, and also, like you said, building into it felt like Doctor Who. They felt like Doctor Who villains, They want to bring back their world. They're alien, but there's something almost human about them. Like, you can see human qualities in them, and that's what's great. The only other time I can actually remember an alien being like this was the Sontarans in the Time Flux, where they felt like Doctor Who villains. And it's just great to see it from the Sea Devils
Yeah.
as well. Especially, it's so cool to see a villain, a monster from, 40 years ago? It's been a very long time since they've been around. They've been brought back, and I think it's great. I really hope that this isn't a one-time thing. With Time Flux, they've started bringing back the older monsters, and I think doing a bit of both, where it's, introduce a new cool monster, but then also bring back really old ones that look cool, but are a little, shaky because they were made back in the, 80s, 60s?
It's hard to sort of discuss because they're so brief. We literally just watched it, but I loved it. The story was really, really good. I thought that Dan in this episode was quite funny. I liked when he just swung that giant Sea Devil sword around and took out all of them. The humour in this episode was sometimes with Chibnall it's hit and miss, but this episode pretty good hit. And I think the key to it was Chris Chibnall also had someone else writing it with him.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean, but this is one of the first episodes to memory with the 13th Doctor where Chris Chibnall wasn't working alone. He was working with someone else. I'm not saying he's the root of all the problems, but I think it was good that he brought on someone to, maybe have a look over the script before they sent it in.
I think it was a good thing that they actually brought someone in. I can tell that the direction that the actors were given, really, really good. Jodie could be the next James Bond if she tries hard enough. I love that. She just does this front flip right off the... She's the next action hero, guys. Yeah, sign her up.
She went from, only appearing like she knowing everything in other episodes to she actually knows what she's doing. She's confident, but she is still slightly awkward because that's what the Doctor... He's literally an alien. But she, Jodie Whittaker, she brought the A game this time, and I really loved it. Swashbuckling. The pirate element I found was awesome. This is what I love from Doctor Who. Taking these really old genres, like pirates, and giving them a unique twist. Like, there's still the, going out on adventure, fighting monsters, fighting against rival pirates, and, manning the cannons. It's all there. There's the old sea monsters. It's got all the elements of old pirate stuff, but it's mixed it with the sci-fi Doctor Who. One of my favorite Matt Smith episodes actually is called The Town Called Mercy, where it's a western with Doctor Who. And,
that episode, great.
Yeah, that's what I really love about Doctor Who, just taking these really unique concepts and for once, I am so happy to be happy about Doctor Who.
Can't really find too many faults in it, except for the fact I don't know what that giant fish thing, why it was relevant to the plot or what it was doing.
I've got two possible reasons. One, sea monsters are always a really big thing in pirate stuff. Like, the Kraken or the giant lobster. Probably not a lobster, but, that's always a big thing. Maybe they're paying homage to that. And the second thing is, I am not a boomer Doctor Who fan. I don't know a lot about the old school stuff, but I've seen pictures of a giant sea monster that the Sea Devils hanged out with. So I'm guessing that's what it's from, but I couldn't really be one to tell you. I came in with the Ninth Doctor. I have no idea what I'm doing.
The characters, they were a lot more fleshed out, especially the ones that we'd seen before. A lot more fleshed out this episode, or at least a decent bit more. Yeah. I mean, Chris did an okay with introducing them in Series 11, and with introducing Dan in Series 13.1, I guess you could call it, because it wasn't really a series, it was a 6-hour film. This episode was really the episode where you got to see the predicament that the Doctor finds herself in and that Yaz finds herself in. It's a real big step of character development. The Doctor, she likes Yaz. The feeling's mutual. Yaz likes the Doctor in that romantic way, and the Doctor likes Yaz in that romantic way. But the Doctor knows, because of the past, because of what happened to River, to Amy, to Clara,
to Rose,
to Donna, she knows that it's just going to hurt, man. She can't do it. She's just done it enough. And she knows, like, in that last scene where they're both talking on the beach after the Sea Devils have gone down, she knows she's about to regenerate. I think it looks like that. It's the end of the line for her, or at least she can feel something's about to happen. Or maybe it's just spontaneous. I don't know. I get the feeling that she knows she's about to regenerate, and I think that's why she's mainly like, I'd love to, Yaz, but it hurts, and also I'm not going to be who I am for much longer, so, don't get comfortable here.
The minor characters, I like them. They were simple. The pirate queen, she was cool. The other pirate captain, he was pretty cool too. They were good, and they didn't annoy me, and that is all right. But of course, the main focus was on the three. Yaz finally got her relationship arc to fruition, and it was beautiful. Dan is great as ever. That scene at the end.
I don't see Dan as like a crucial character.
He's not.
I see him as more of just like
Comic relief.
Kind of like Jar Jar, but kind of not like Jar Jar, because he's there for a reason. He's one of the Doctor's companions. But at the same time, like, this guy has a purpose in the story, but at the same time, he's kind of just like, oh, hey, what's up?
He kind of does his own thing. But yeah, after all this time, I've talked about this before in other podcasts, but what I've really wanted was a Jodie Whittaker Doctor scene, and that final scene was it. Going into a part of the Doctor that they never really talk about, her loneliness at always changing and never being able to connect with the people that she changes with.
With Jodie's Doctor, because like she hasn't gotten that moment yet. I mean, the only other notable speech that I can think that she's had was the speech on the system in the Kablam episode. She's talking to Charlie, and he's about to commit mass genocide. The bubble wrap packages blowing up everyone on Kandoka. But since then, it's kind of just been a bit empty. Where's the actual Doctor, not the scrambling around trying to avoid conversations and crucial bits of information Doctor?
Yeah.
Got it. We got it tonight, people, and it was bliss. Yeah. Overall, an amazing episode.
Yeah.
One of Chibnall's best. Great character development. Great Sea Devil villains. Loved them.
Yeah.
Great pirate element. But the thing that I would really like to talk about is the teaser for the centenary special that we got. Oh my god. The few things we know for the centenary special, I may make a separate video for the actual breakdown of what we saw in that little trailer. But the 3 things we know: Daleks, Cybermen, Master, and a regeneration, which is technically 4 things because I can't count. Sue me. How exactly, I'm still puzzled, is the Master going to return? Is he in a pocket dimension? Who knows? I thought he wasn't. Gallifrey's a pocket dimension, I'm an idiot.
Last I remember, he was in this weird limbo, like, forest place, and he was just stuck there screaming mad. And now he's got the long beard and... But
remember, he got the death particle used on him on Gallifrey. The last episode of Series 12 on Gallifrey. Perhaps that is where he was sent. Although, if it's the death particle, I would assume it killed him. And the other thing we have to talk about are the Daleks. They're back again. It seems like the biggest enemies for the 13th Doctor are coming back, and they're about to, mass against the 13th Doctor.
Yeah.
Like it was said in the Flux episode, the last episode of the Flux. Beware of the forces that mass against you, and that got me thinking: are the Ravengers going to return?
Oh yeah, Crystal Heads, yeah.
I would say if it wasn't teased in the trailer there, because it would have been kind of cool to see that, it's going to be a no. But I could be wrong. The biggest things we know so far: Daleks are back, Cybermen are back, the Master is back, and 2 companions from a long time ago.
Tegan and Ace, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. Ace and Tegan, yes. And I've never watched the 7th Doctor. I was born way too late for that.
Yeah, me too, I have no idea.
But
it'd be nice for all those older Doctor Who fans, I guess.
Yeah, I think it would be a really nice thing to actually just have them return, for even just for 1 episode.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait for the centenary special. Yeah. And then the 60th anniversary. Perhaps Matt Smith, David Tennant, or Peter Capaldi coming back. Or maybe all 3 of them. I would love another kind of Day of the Doctor-esque special for Doctor Who.
Something different, though. My final thoughts for everything. Legend of the Sea Devils, really great.
Really good.
It really blew me away. I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10. That was great.
9.5 for me. Yeah. 9.5.
And for that centenary special reveal, all I'm saying, when you've got the 3 biggest dudes fighting the Doctor, and it seems to be back on Earth. So something interesting they could do is an alliance between all 3. The Bronze Age Daleks, so they're just the normal kind, and then you got Cybermen. They're also just the stock plus that, the named one guy. And then the Master. Now, I could feasibly see the Master controlling all of them, but it just seems odd. I feel like there's something missing from this that they're keeping back, which could be really interesting.
Anyway, guys, that was our Legend of the Sea Devils review and little spoiler for the Centenary special. Thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a like. Make sure that red subscribe button is grey. And we'll see you in the next episode of Tardis Talk. Bye-bye.
Alonzi.
Geronimo.